The last 2 years really have been the most challenging leadership scenario that any of us have dealt with.
In every district and in every state in the country, learning loss is real.
We're still suffering. We're not back to the attendance rates that we had.
Well, North Texas superintendents sound off on the pandemic, learning loss, and political pressures. The problems of the schools that they really are all leaving. It seems like a mass exodus of superintendents. Dr. Stone resigned from the Richardson Independent School District. Doctors Hinojosa from Dallas and Scribner from Fort Worth have both given their notice. Evan Smith, the CEO of the Texas Tribune, spoke with them all yesterday. Do you feel like you got a clear picture as to why these top district leaders in North Texas are all leaving?
Oh, I absolutely did. You know, we're in the middle, as you referred to, of the great superintendent resignation in North Texas. There are a whole bunch of districts, not just these three, in which superintendents have decided they don't want to do the jobs they've had for some time. And, you know, if you've seen one resignation, you've seen one resignation. You cannot say that it is the exact same situation in every district or in the case of every superintendent. But there are definitely themes. Clearly, the pandemic and the 2 years that we've just experienced, learning loss, teacher shortages, concerns about public health, declines in enrollment, racial disparities that existed in districts before the pandemic that have only been accentuated, magnified during the pandemic, amplified. All of that has been bad enough. Remember, we had a winter storm in there and the additional trauma of that winter storm. But since then, we've now had the additional elements of the ban on what teachers can and can't teach, or the discussion about what teachers can and can't teach in schools, which books can and can't be in libraries, who can and can't play school sports, the debate over what the proper amount of parental involvement is in many of these decisions, and the fact that school boards have become the new octagon. This is a cage in which everybody jumps in and starts throwing punches. I mean, from the superintendent's perspective I talked to yesterday, it was just not the same job it used to be. And I think from their perspective, they think it's time for somebody else to run these districts.
Right. And let's talk about some of the political pressures you briefly mentioned there. I don't think that we could even possibly understate the amount of stress that educators have been facing just during this pandemic, not to mention the political pressure as well. One thing they had in common was about critical race theory, which they agreed was not a real issue in the classroom. Let's hear a little bit more of that part of the discussion.
Was critical race theory being taught as the legislature defines it in DISD?
No.
Was it being taught in your schools?
No.
Was it being taught in your schools?
Of course not.
Yeah, so Dr. Hinojosa of Dallas even went on to call that debate over CRT a manufactured crisis. Did it surprise you how strongly they spoke with this issue in particular?
No, because many superintendents I've talked to around the state say that you're solving a problem that doesn't exist in these schools, that we're not actually teaching the thing that you think we're teaching. So you're banning something that actually is not being taught. You know, I think one of the challenges that we all have is people aren't defining critical race theory the same way from conversation to conversation. I mean, that to me is a really interesting thing. I made a comment at the event in Dallas yesterday that if you pulled 10 people off the floor of the legislature who voted to ban critical race theory and injected them with truth serum and said, can you define what this is? I'm not sure that you'd get any definitions out of people. I think, you know, this is absolutely a political issue. It began as a political issue. Dr. Hinojosa believes it was a manufactured crisis that came not from Texas, but from some place else. And that essentially a playbook has been handed in the 50 states to make this into an issue that ultimately will win elections. I'm going to take a slightly less cynical view and say, our legislature, which funds public education with tax dollars, your money, my money, has a right to have conversations about what's happening in the schools. I think it's a legitimate discussion, but I'd like to see evidence that the thing that's being banned is actually being taught. And at least in the case of these three very large and important school districts in North Texas, the response was very clearly, they say, we're not teaching the thing they think we're teaching.
Yeah.
But it has, nonetheless, it's caused a lot of strife and turmoil, parents and the schools. And then again, these school board meetings have become a place where all these things get fought over. And, you know, from the superintendent's perspective, they just think it's a different world now.
Yeah, and you could really hear the frustration in their voice as well. Evan Smith from the Texas Tribune, thank you so much for your time. We will have we have a full recap of yesterday's forum up on our website, fox4news.com. There we'll also have a link to this interview as well as the Texas Tribune and that full discussion with the superintendents. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.